And so, on something very interesting, MyBabo's vocalist ITUMELENG BOKABA has accused Nota of raping her, and quite interestingly, Nota has also secured an interim protection order against his rape accuser. This matter is a bit too sensitive, but Mzansi A-listers is in possession of WhatsApp text conversations between Nota and ITUMELENG BOKABA. The conversations will not be in screenshot format, but rather text, as this conversation is basically a file of everything they've said to each other from 2017 until now. Essentially, the 2024 conversation starts with them arranging a meeting, and they had a meeting at Woolworths at Dainfern Square. And there are a few pictures from this meeting, as ITUMELENG BOKABA herself had posted on Facebook. After that meeting, it seems they did arrange other meetings, specifically at a studio. But the most interesting thing about this is how they started speaking to each other, because in some texts, this girl was saying that she's in the bath and was confirming with Nota if they're still on, to which Nota was responding by saying that she's oversharing because he now has an inappropriate picture in his mind, to which the girl did respond to by saying she has an oversharing problem. And after that, these two continued updating each other on what was going on in their lives until they organized a hangout. And interestingly, in the text, ITUMELENG is now saying that she's menstruating or something along those lines, to which Nota responded again by reminding her that she's oversharing and that it usually is a sign not to overthink or get any funny ideas, to which again she did respond by saying she has an oversharing problem. However, they ended up deciding to postpone because ITUMELENG seemingly had some things to do. As well, she did say that she needed time to herself. Essentially, on the 1st of last month, they had a conversation which did start to become a little bit flirty. And in the end, she called Nota a distraction from her personal life, like a romantic distraction in a way. The next day, at 6 in the morning, she texted Nota and told him to have a good day and that she will explain the distraction part later. And by the 5th, she started sending Nota lips or kissing emojis. And again, on the 5th, she asked Nota if she would be a distraction by coming in, saying that she needed a conversation, to which Nota did invite her in to say, "Come, let's hang over." And on the 9th, she suggested that she was still keen on visiting Nota, however, she was still babysitting a child. So she asked if she could bring the child along, to which Nota did agree. And now, on the 10th, around 8 in the morning, she did DM Nota, saying that Nota was on her mind all along and that she doesn't know what to make of this, as in what was going on between them, and that she's emotional and she doesn't want to get hurt, so she wanted clarification, it seems. Further saying that, if I gave you the impression that I can do casual hookups, I lied. My heart and my kitty cat are connected, so I'm giving you a chance to run right now. And she specifically said that if Nota wanted casual sex, then he had to compensate her by making her dreams come true, to which we're assuming her musical dreams because she does want to launch a music career. Nota did respond by saying that he actually didn't have the impression that she was into casual hookups, but rather that she liked him and he wouldn't mind them hanging together in private. However, she did warn Nota that she needed some time because if she got physical with him, then she would lose all common sense. Essentially, it does get a bit interesting because this person still had a boyfriend called Teboho. And according to her, she was saying that they could hang out, but they shouldn't take it to the bedroom because taking it to the bedroom will be a signal that Nota is serious with her and that she's still in a relationship with Teboho, which Nota knows about. So if that does happen, then she would have to end up her relationship. However, Nota did clarify the fact that he was not ready for a relationship, especially a serious one, so soon after his divorce, but did say that he's not a heartbreaker and that he'll handle her with care. And it does seem like she was sort of okay with that, but she cautioned that they cannot have sex since Nota did not want a serious relationship with her. They did continue flirting, and at some point, that girl mentioned the music and that she would need help getting her song on radio. And Nota did promise that he would do that step by step, and that he first needed to get her songs trending on social media. And essentially, they continued having some conversations about the music industry, but also this girl was seemingly madly in love with Nota because she started calling him Angel also calling him Han in some instances. However, on the 24th of last month, things did get interesting because this girl started saying that she didn't feel comfortable being around Nota because she made her physical boundaries clear, but she feels that when she's with Nota, he ignores them. To which Nota did apologize for coming in a bit too hard, also continuing to invite her, saying that the next time he actually will not push too hard. And it does seem like despite not having sex, these people still had a girlfriend and boyfriend sort of relationship. I don't know what to call it, but this girl was asking Nota to buy her pads at some point, come with blankets because she's having a little bit of a situation. So I'm not sure if I can say they were dating but just not having sex or what, but their relationship does seem like that. And at some point, Nota can be seen trying to arrange a movie date, but with a kid as well, taking the kid to a kid's cinema at 4 Ways Mall. And going forward, on the 4th of September, this girl started having complaints because she was essentially saying that Nota is no longer talking about her music, which is what she went to Nota for in the first place, which was help with her music career. But now she started getting the feeling that Nota started focusing on other things and not her music career. Essentially saying that she hopes Nota is a man of his word, but however, she can only hope because there's nothing else she could do other than hope that Nota would follow through with his word and actually help her with her music career. However, going forward, there were a few messages that were deleted on the 5th of September. But interestingly, it does seem like they sort of had sex either on the 5th or the 4th. I can't really tell. But on the 5th, she did have a message where she was saying that she wasn't feeling what happened. Something went horribly wrong and that it was way too soon, suggesting that usually when she's feeling it, she's in charge, and the fact that she wasn't in charge shows you exactly that she wasn't feeling it. She then suggested that Nota actually pushed her because he was playing in her mind, and she actually told him many times no. Going forward, she did come back saying that she's not ovulating and that Nota should send cash for plan B, which we think is miscarriage or taking out the baby, those things. ITUMELENG herself went further, suggesting that the situation was fixable and that she just needed evidence that Nota was not using her for sex, and that the evidence would not have to be verbal since he has also taken physical action. In summary, this girl is suggesting that what Nota did was think for himself because he told her that they can kiss and talk at the same time. However, Nota was more interested in the kissing part than the talking part, which is what she expected from him. She's saying that she wanted a shoulder to lean on, but Nota seemingly took advantage. Nota then came back saying, "Why? I'm a grown man, you're a grown woman. This blown hot and cold is scary. I wake up to essays about me being some kind of disturbing monster. This is really guilt-tripping and manipulation. Having trauma doesn't give you the right to torment me." And she responded by saying, "I'm not tormenting you." And she suggested that they make a deal, wherein if she says no, then it's no. Also saying that she still wants to spend time with Nota, however, just not have sex. Essentially accusing Nota of being horny all the time, citing that she's had to stop Nota multiple times after she had said no and Nota still didn't listen. Interestingly, she was saying that what Nota did was wrong and that all he had to do was admit that he was wrong and fix it because she wanted to forget about that moment, and that calling her a liar wasn't necessary because it was going to force her to have to prove that he actually did rape her. And things do get a bit more revealing, although you do have to give her the benefit of the doubt because in a text, she highlighted the fact that she told Nota that since he just got out of his divorce and he doesn't want a serious relationship, then they won't have sex. These are things that I read out before and things that she clarified before, and she still mentioned them now to say, "I told you this from the beginning. If you don't want a relationship that is serious, then no sex." However, the revealing part is the fact that after this message, she sent him music and came back saying, "This is not blackmail, but the moment you stuck your panties inside of me, you agreed to one of two things. Either being we are now being in a relationship that is a serious relationship, or I'm now going to meet your parents and take this public," which is essentially blackmail. That is legally the definition of blackmail, by the way. She's saying it's not blackmail, but legally that is actually blackmail. So it does seem like Nota having sex with the girl meant that he now had to be in a serious relationship and help promote her music. Otherwise, it's jail time. Going forward, the situation seems to have calmed down a bit because Nota came back and told his side of the story, and it essentially seems like the girl started calming down a bit, and before they knew it, they started speaking about music again, questioning about beats and all of those things. With her at some point asking Nota for help to get Makazi's people to actually correct her name and credit her. And it seems like going forward, she had some complaints again because she had some conversations saying that, can you act like you actually want to help me? And that when she makes it, she'll tell the story about how Nota is the one she owes her success to and that he's a guy who respects women's rights. To which Nota had responded to by saying, you're creating drama. And she came back to say that Nota shouldn't say things like, it's not magic, as if she's delusional for being persistent, which does seem like maybe things weren't going as fast as she thought they would go. Because essentially, this was on the 15th, 10 days later after the said event. And they continued exchanging some words, with Nota calling her vile and her also trying to justify why she was acting the way she was acting. But in the end, it does seem like it sort of died down because Nota was sending her goodnight messages and she seemingly did send some picture in the end. But it does seem like she was not satisfied with Nota's efforts in terms of helping her career. We can't say for sure that Nota didn't rape her, however, her actions are a bit suspect. Because as a rape victim, you'd be more concerned, I imagine, with opening a case and making sure that the rapist actually saves jail time. However, in this situation, this girl seemingly tried to use a rape case to advance her music career. Because Mzansi A-list just a few days ago did a video about Magwa and Nota's royalties dispute, which this girl was also involved in. And we went to her Instagram profile and we downloaded a few pictures because we needed to use them in that story. However, when we visited her page again after this rape story broke out, her page was completely different. She had a new freestyle put out, and the only thing in her page on Instagram is about a music promotion. So it does seem like she decided to use this moment to advantage and actually promote her music career. Which doesn't mean that she wasn't raped necessarily, but her actions are very much questionable. However, you guys let us know what you think about this. This is extremely controversial and sensitive. We don't mean to in any way offend anybody. We're not taking sides or anything of that sort. We're not sure, but hopefully Mzansi A-listers will be able to somehow get very clear and visible screenshots of these conversations and post them on our YouTube community so that you guys can also read these things yourself at your own time. Let us know if you want to see some of these messages. Comment down below, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up.